What's up, everybody? Andrew Mahone here with Tricky Jam. Going to be playing a game on PCGO today, and I promised on stream last night a game with Zoroark. Banette didn't quite get to it. Natalie had dinner ready, so I had to go, but I'm going to be filming a game with Zoroark Banette to make up for it now, so thank you to the person who donated and requested Zoroark Banette. We're going to be showing that deck off today, and this is Xander Perro's top 4 list from the Oaks, Pennsylvania Regional Championship. Pretty cool stuff, and I'm actually I'm pretty shocked that this deck was able to do so well. I'm not the biggest Banette believer, to be honest, but when you look at, kind of the number of Buzzwole Garbodor decks, it really, it does make sense as to why Banette was such a big deal. Just being able to one-hit KO both Buzzwole and Garbodor relatively easily while, kind of deflecting off that shrine damage is a big deal. So I can see it. I get it. It just didn't, the card always seemed like a little bit underpowered to me, but I guess you do get to fix some math in some places, and we do seem kind of explicitly unfavored in the mirror. However, Xander did make top 4, while none of the Zoroark Lycanroc decks were able to finish in the top 4, so that is interesting to note as well. So it was the best performing Zoroark variant at the Oaks, Pennsylvania Regional Championship. So let's see what we got going on here. Looks like we're playing against Zoroark Lycanroc. Yes, I'd like my mulligans. We've got a turn 1 judge. That's always just like, that's always a big play, going for the turn 1 judge in the Zoroark mirror. I don't really feel like I, necessarily have the juice to do that. And then if my opponent just gets an Ultra Ball or something, they're like, they are very favored. So let's see here. I think maybe I will, I'm just going to put the Devoured Field down. I'm going to put my own Rainbow Energy down, because then, I can move it. That's kind of like a thing we can do. And then, the weakness policy would be a big deal here as well, since it's, we're playing against a Zoroark variant. So we're going to put that down. And then let's, I don't know, Judge would be big, but that's also kind of greedy. We're just going to go in with a Cynthia. I don't know. I feel like Zoroark decks turn 1 judge me all the time, and sure enough, we got a dead hand anyway. So here we go. Yep, you got it, dude. So I feel like Zoroark decks do go for the turn 1 judge all the time. I wasn't feeling confident about the turn 1 judge because I didn't have a Zorua down. So with no Zorua down, that play feels a little bit too greedy for my liking, but I feel confident that I would have been able to get a Zoroark off of my judge, which, as we could see, I have 2 in hand. Would have felt pretty good about that if we just had a Zorua down, but alas, no Zorua. And I'm seeing, at this point, there are just a bunch of different ways to build Zoroark decks. You can use the Nest Ball Ultra Ball engine with Apricorn Maker, seeing a lot of Apricorn Maker, but then also I know Pramawat was not playing Apricorn Maker. He opted to play Fan Club instead. I'm also a big fan of Fan Club, so we got nada going on here. However, I will be able to get a Zoroark next turn, so I don't really want to necessarily attach any energy here. I'm kind of going to save that, since my opponent probably is going to be able to pick off whatever they want next turn. We're just going to headbutt. That's fine for 10 damage. I think other than that, I'm just going to sit here. No point in putting my DC on the Zora. I think that if I did that, my opponent would... they're going to target the Zorua if they can anyway and knock it out. So I think that that's what we're going to see this turn. And then I'm just going to be sitting here like, yeah, headbutt again. Maybe Will-O-Wisp. Maybe we could go and stomp off. Right? No, this all is bad. All is bad here. And, that's just the way it goes. There's a lot of different ways to, like I said, to build Zoroark decks right now. Another interesting card that we've been seeing in Zoroark builds is Great Ball. I know Jimmy Pendarvis was playing Great Ball. I played against him. In my final round of Swiss Day 1, we ended up unintentionally tying. He stomped me game 1 just with early turn 1 judge going first, and was able to judge me almost every turn, and never got to set up my Vigavolt deck. Game 2, I went first and got a turn 1 Stevens. He judged me, and then I was able to get the turn 2 Vigavolt knockout on his active Zorua anyway. which was just huge, right? So he judged me to 4, got the Vikavolt, and I was able to kind of just stay in the lead and make that. We see my opponent is playing the Great Ball version. Love the Great Ball version of this deck. I think it's very strong. So very, very cool. Free Search is just so good. Nobody likes Ultra Balling away their resources in a Zoroark deck, especially since there are no puzzles of time to get them back. I mean, you're already trading away your resources. So here we go. Zorua survived the turn, and we've got ourselves an Ultra Ball. So that is a big deal here. I think I'm going to start off by trading away the Devoured Field and then kind of see where we go from there. I think that I want to... See, I got 1 supporter in the discard pile. I want to knock out this Rockruff for sure. I also am probably going to get a Lele. I also could just Ultra Ball for Lele, play it, Cynthia, and then trade. I actually kind of like that as well. So let's go for that. But then again, and I kind of want the Banette as well. So yeah, let's Ultra Ball. I'm going to Ultra Ball first. Let's Ultra Ball. Let's get ourselves... let's see, I want the Banette. And then, yeah, I think I can knock out the thing this turn. Yeah. So we're going to get Lele here. We're going to go get ourselves Cynthia. And I think that this, I don't know. I really have no idea what Riley would do. That's what I always ask myself. I'm like, what would Riley do in like every situation, right? So let's just go get ourselves a Cynthia. I think Cynthia, yeah, seems better than Lily here. I'm just going to get that. Going to attach the DCE to my Zoroark so that I have an attack no matter what. And then we're going to Cynthia. And then ideally we get ourselves, right, we get ourselves the Banette, which we got. We also got a Nest Ball, which is great. And let's see here. So I'm going to Nest Ball. We're going to get the Zorua. And then I think that I could just go and I can knock this thing out, right, with the Banette. So I'm going to trade away the Apricorn Maker. We don't need that. And then I'm going to end up Ultra Balling for, let's see, at this point I've got 3 supporters in the discard pile. And then I've got a 3rd Zorua as well. And then I can Ultra Ball away Timer Ball and Lily. That's like a little bit greedy. But I like saving the Rescue Stretcher. Let's Ultra Ball away Timer Ball and Lily, I think. And then we're going to knock that thing out. I don't know. Lily is super good, though. Do I absolutely need the Rescue Stretcher? I don't think that I do. I've got a Zoroark in my hand here. Let's, I don't know. Let's just Ultra Ball these away. That's fine. Yeah, we could trade, right? We could totally trade. So we're going to Ultra Ball. We're going to get ourselves the Banette. And I think that this should be knockout, right? I have like 4. Yeah, definitely should be knockout. So we're gonna hope that my opponent like doesn't have Field Blower. That's definitely what we're hoping for here. And then we've got multiple Zoroarks ready for next turn. Good to go. All right, so let's see. So Shadow Chant, 30 plus 10 more damage for each supporter in my discard pile. Let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So I am doing 70 with that. So let's Shady Move, and we're gonna put one of the damage counters from me, and we're gonna move it to you, Rockruff. Yes, that's where we're gonna put that. So very good. And then let's go ahead and Shadow Chant for knockout. Excellent. I think that that's not the way that I was supposed to do that. I think now that I'm like looking at it, probably the correct play is to move it off the Rockruff, right? And then keep it on me, and then like move the one off. I don't really know. It's fine. I think though, if I have 180, technically my opponent can hit 180. So I think I like moving it off of me. So now that I'm thinking about it, because they could Choice Band Kukui full bench and just like knock me out. So like we don't want that. See how many items my opponent has. They have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is a good number. It's a good number to start with. Garbodor is a great option for this deck to have as well. So definitely going to be looking out for that. I've got some nice tradable cards here in my hand. I don't, well, maybe, I don't know. I could trade away, I guess, the Rescue Stretcher. I could trade away the Choice Band. I don't necessarily need those, though. Choice Band is nice, especially with Banette, since I'm going to be able to like maybe move some damage counters around. Could make a difference here, but I'm going to be honest, I've like almost never played this deck before, so we are definitely out here winging it. And, obviously you guys know that I'm winging it anytime I'm playing a Zoroark deck. So I think I should invest more time into playing Zoroark decks, though, like most definitely, and try to get it down. And it looks like I thought that maybe I could just, like, not play Zoroark decks for a whole year and that eventually they would go away. But now that I'm, like, now that it's looking like Zoroark decks are most definitely here to stay for an entire other year, I think that, we're going to try and put a little more time into them and see if I can feel a little bit more experienced with Zoroark decks. I think that, it's possible that my opponent does not play Field Blower, in which case this weakness policy would be very good on the Banette, and would stick, which would be great. They're going to let loose, so that's fine. I get a new hand of 4 cards, and that means, I guess I was going to say that means they might be playing Poet's List, but I think that, Poet's List is not playing the Great Balls, though, so I don't think that it is Poet's List. See, they got a Riotous Beating there for 110. That's cool. Let's see. I've got Rescue Stretcher. I've got Nest Ball. I think we start off by, let's see, Trade isn't really going to, the Lucamine is not really going to get me too much. That's more or less for the other matchup here. So let's see what we can do. I think I want to start off by trading away the Nest Ball, and like I'm definitely not using that. So that can go. Let's see here. We've got another Zoroark. That's good. And then we could trade away the Devoured Field. And then I've got a Rescue Stretcher that I can get my 3rd Zoroark with if I would need to. So we can do that. I think I want to save the Garbodor. So let's, I think I want to save the Garbodor for like a bigger play. So let's Rescue Stretcher and let's put a Pokemon from my discard pile into my hand. I'm going to get that other Zoroark here and we're going to trade again. I think that this time we're just looking to, probably Riotous Beating here. So let's trade away. The Ultra Ball seems good. That Lucamine doesn't really seem necessary, but honestly, if I don't get myself another supporter this turn, I could Lucamine for some other supporters back, which wouldn't be like the worst thing ever. I think that I do just trade the, let's trade away the Psychic Energy, honestly, or the Rainbow. That's probably fine. Let's trade away the Rainbow. I already got the Psychic in my hand for the Garbodor, and I don't really anticipate using too many other things. All right, the Acerola there is ideal, so that is very good. I could just Acerola up the Banette, but first we're going to Shady Move, and we're going to put a damage counter from myself onto probably the Rockruff again. I think that we just keep putting it on the Rockruff and see if maybe we can make some things happen here. So we're going to Acerola up that Banette. Go into my own Zoroark here, which is great. And then I think that I want to just put the other Shuppet down. That's fine. And at this point, I don't really feel like I need to attach anything. I have Lucamine. I could continue to trade next turn and kind of make some other things happen. I don't really feel like I need anything else. Choice Band's probably good. We're just going to do as much damage to this thing as possible. I don't think, if my opponent wants to blow me up, they're going to blow me up. So I'm going to keep that weakness policy as well. And then let's just Riotous Beating and go from here. Let's do as much damage as we can. 160, so they have 50 hit points left. Now that puts them kind of, in a pressure situation. They need to Acerola. They're kind of in an unfavored spot here. I mean, maybe they Guzma, maybe they Lycanroc up my Trubbish or something just to take a prize. But if they do that, then I go ahead on to 3 prizes. I think ideally they maybe Lycanroc up my Trubbish, and then also, maybe Acerola in the same turn. But that's just asking a lot. They might not have it. And they're down 3 Guzmas already, so that's important to note as well. And the item count is getting higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're down 8 items now. So Garbodor is getting to a place where Garbodor can definitely take a one-hit KO. And, kind of by softening up this Rockruff here, we're going to put that in a spot where if we now have a Choice Band, so 8, that'll do 190, right? Which is definitely enough to knock out that Rockruff, which is very big. I don't have any Guzmas in the discard pile, so I should have Guzmas in deck, ready to go. Definitely feeling like I'm in the driver's seat here, feeling pretty confident about where I am in this matchup right now. I think they're probably going to end up retreating that DCE. I don't know. They have not played a supporter yet, though, so maybe they have the Acerola, and we could just see how, grindy these Zoroark matchups can be. They just are, you know, a lot of healing, a lot of 2-hit KOs. You know, you're kind of very rarely taking a 1-hit KO with a Zoroark deck. So see what my opponent has got going on, and then see how we can maybe respond to it. They do have the Acerola. That is a major bummer. So they're going to go in, and then they're going to be one attack ahead, and then we're just back and forth over and over and over again. So that's kind of where we're at right now. I feel like a Guzma would feel like pretty good for me. Like, I wouldn't mind that at all to go on to like 2 prizes. Also, Acerola is very good as well. So we're going to start off by like trading a few things. I don't feel like I need that Shuppet, so we're going to trade the Shuppet there. I can Mallow for some things, but like, let's see, Guzma's good. Okay, so Guzma is good. I don't think that my opponent has like the, you know, magic number of items down yet. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think they're still down 8. So that's not exactly what I want. We could trade one more time here, and let's see, I could Guzma. How many? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 down. Okay, so I could Guzma and then like hit into something with Banette. Let's trade away one more time. Let's trade away my, probably don't really want to Cynthia at this point. Like, I think that Cynthia is probably going to be a suboptimal supporter to play. We've got another Guzma, so now I have Mallow, and yeah. So let's see here. Probably want to take out the clean Rockruff. Feels very good. So I think that kind of seems nice. So let's see. I don't think that like healing this Zoroark really does a whole lot, but I think that, you know, I could take the, you know, I can take the knockout on that Rockruff with my own, or knocking out the Zorua also feels good. Let's attach here. Let's go weakness policy. I'm just going to save my DCEs, and we're going to go Banette. And then we're going to just, I think we're going to Guzma up. Let's see, I have plenty of supporters in the discard pile. Let's just Guzma up the, we want to hit probably, see, they have 15 cards left in deck. Let's hit the clean Rockruff here. And then, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we're fine in that department. And then, you know, if my opponent Guzmas me, that's fine. Let's Shady move, and we're going to move a damage counter from this guy over to, yeah, that Rockruff there. So let's, like, just continue softening that thing up. And then I can trade one more time, I guess, but I kind of like everything in my hand, honestly. I like the, you know, the Ultra Ball, so I can go get the Garbodor if I need to. So let's just go, Tomb Hunt GX also interesting, though I do not think that I'll have time to Tomb Hunt GX. Let's just go ahead and Shadow Chant, knock out this Rockruff here. I don't know if I necessarily needed to trade there. I think that I kind of like the hand, so we're just gonna chill on that. Now, if my opponent does, you know, hit me and knock out my Zoroark, that's fine. We go to even prizes there. Then I kind of have an opportunity to hit into them and maybe Lusamine for, you know, for Acerola back, which would feel good. I could get like Acerola and Guzma back, and eventually, like, the idea is like they're gonna play enough items that I can take a one-hit knockout. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, we're still chilling at 8. 9 with the pal pad, so that's feeling good. That's 180. Definitely am at enough to knock out that Lycanroc over there. You know, the resistance on Zoroark is a little bit tough, but if I can maybe get myself a choice band back, maybe if I can Acerola this, they want double Guzma, so they're looking to trade into Guzma this turn. They'll probably get it, I imagine. That, or they can Lycanroc up. I mean, if they do evolve into Lycanroc at any time, I can take that knockout with Garbodor, which will definitely feel good, and it will force them onto an odd prize. They have not taken an odd prize yet, so knocking out the Garbodor is not necessarily something that they want to do right now. I think that, you know, they would much rather just take 3 GX knockouts, but they have not been able to effectively utilize Lycanroc at all, which has been a big deal for me. Let's see, they got one more trade. Will they hit the Guzman? They have the DCE in the active position, so maybe they plan on using Lycanroc this turn, which would just be, you know, pretty fantastic for me because I can knock that out. Though that is, you know, if I use my Garbodor early, that does kind of put me in a tough situation because then, you know, maybe I won't be able to take, like, you know, that crucial one-hit KO for game that I might want. So let's see, they're going for the Lele. How many items do I have down now? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They have 10 down now. They are going to go for Guzma. Are they going to knock out? Are they going to knock out my Zoroark? Yes, they are. Okay, so this is like really good for me. This is what I wanted them to do. I think they have 10 in the discard now, which means I'm doing 200. So 180. If I can find myself a choice band, I can then take I could take a one-hit knockout, I think. So 200 with choice band, that's 230. That's perfect. So I can take the one-hit knockout with Garbodor if that is the case. And then I think that I just do that. I think that that's probably just the play. So we start with the Banette in the active so that I can Shady move. I think that, you know, I'm going to end up wanting to put the Rainbow on my... Yeah. So we're going to do that. Let's see what we got here. I think that... Oh, there's the choice band right there. I don't even need to Mallow into it, but I think that I am going to Mallow into it because I want to put some things on the top of my deck. Notably, I definitely want like a... let's see. So yeah, we want the Garbodor. I think that I'm just going to trade first, and then we're going to go from there. So let's trade the Ultra Ball. See what we get here. Off of that, we got ourselves Acerola and Lily. Now let's Mallow and go find some other Pokemon. So very good. Okay, let's see. We want the Garbodor. I see my opponent. Oh, my opponent's at 4. Oh, busted. Okay, so we definitely just do the Buzzwole this turn. Really, really good. So now we're going to be able to like really set up our board and just be in a very commanding situation. I feel like, honestly, the Kukui would be good too, but let's just get these guys on top of our deck. Yep, that's just great. Yep. So this forces them to have like a lot. Let's trade away the Lily. Okay, so that's good. And then we've got ourselves 2 really good Pokemon. Let's get that Buzzwole there. And then we're going to, yep, they're on 4 prizes. Perfect. We're going to do that. We're going to Shady move. Let's move the damage counter from here. And let's put it over onto, I don't know, the Zoroark. I feel like at this point I've got enough damage on that Rockruff there. And then I think that there's no real point in evolving here. Like, they're definitely going to want to target that down, but that's okay. I'm not super concerned about it. So let's just do that, and I think like I'm feeling pretty good about everything else. So let's just retreat, and then we're going to Sledgehammer this thing for knockout. I could save my choice band. I could save everything else in my hand. Let's just take that Sledgehammer knockout. So good. I mean, with Mallow, just being able to like go search that thing out exactly when we need it is very, very clutch here. And then also, I could put myself in a situation where I can kind of just Tapu Koko. This Tapu Koko is looking very good as well because I could just like spread, weaken everything up, and then just take game wherever I want. I think at this point, like, my opponent needs to knock out the Garbodor. That's fine. I don't think that I had a Rescue Stretcher left, so I think like evolving the Garbodor there feels fine. I just didn't have it. So they're going to waste their either their GX or they have to put a Diancie down in order to knock out this Garbodor. And then I'm in a situation where I can go Kukui, right? Kukui for game because I can do 180. I've already softened this thing up, so I just need that choice band, DCE, Kukui, and we knock out the Lycanroc for game with my Zoroark GX, and that is history there. So Zoroark Banette deck looking very strong. I really like all the options that this deck has at its disposal. I mean, the Buzzwole, the Garbodor, Banette, just being able to soften things up with Banette there over time was very good. The weakness policy coming in super clutch there. I mean, me being able to make, literally making the Banette playable just because Field Blower is not being utilized right now is a very big deal as well. My opponent having to take out this Garbodor is just with their Dangerous Rogue, you know, it's just such a a rough, play for them. They do not want to do that at all here. So we should be good to go. I think that we just got Kukui in deck, so let's make sure that that Kukui's in there. There's the Kukui, nice full art Kukui there. And then we've got the Choice Band in hand, so we should be able to hit a perfect 180 damage, DCE, Kukui, and we made the dream happen. So there we go. Riot is beating for game. Good game to my opponent there. Definitely a cool matchup, and we got to show off the Zoroark Banette deck, and I think I made very minimal mistakes, so that felt very good. I felt like I actually played that all right. So good stuff there, and thank you to everybody who checked out the stream yesterday. That was a lot of fun. So big shout out to everybody who watched the stream. And we got our Jolteon EX there from the ladder, so that was awesome. Let's see. I think. I forgot to turn off my. Oops! I forgot to turn off my. My stream stuff. So if I got any subs, it might have shown up during that video. And if that's the case, then oh well, that's fun. Let's take a look at Xander's Zoroark Banette deck here real quick. We'll turn off the Tricky Gym thing so you guys can see the Lele there in the top right corner. Very cool deck. Shout out to Xander for making top 4. He's been doing very well lately in a lot of different regional championships. Very cool list. You saw it was very consistent. So good stuff. Thank you all for watching the video. Make sure to like the video, sub the channel, ring that bell. Let me know what do you guys think of Zoroark Banette in the comments below. And make sure to check out the Patreon and Etsy store stuff in the description below as well. Peace.